In most card games, jokers would be seen as a wild card, so if you were to have a hand of 4 jokers, well, that wouldn't be very good. However, if you snap the fingers, give the deck a quick click, having a hand of something like 4 aces would be a whole lot better. Well, that was exciting. Welcome back to day 83 of the 365 Days of Magic Challenge. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you, everybody who came over from Jason's channel. Say hi in the comments. I'll say hi back. I appreciate all of your support. For the old people and the new people now watching, stick around. There is a lot more videos to come this year. Like 280 more. Oh my God. It's only the start. Thank you very much once again. Now, let's get into the actual meat and bones of the video. Hydration. My top 5 moments from Adelaide Fringe Festival 2023. Now, these are actually in no particular order. It's not like, 5 is the worst and 1 is the best out of these moments. These are just some of the experiences and some of the things that I very much enjoyed from the Fringe Festival, and they're spread out through like 2.5 weeks of videos that I made there, so I thought I'd condense them all into one video for your viewing pleasure. Ding. So number 5 or number 1, whichever way you want to look at it, is my first ever Fringe Festival show. My first ever street show done at a Fringe Festival. I mean, my first even Fringe Festival that I've ever even attended was Adelaide Fringe, and I did my first show there. But that first show, I have no footage of it. Whoops. That's right, I kind of rushed to pitch to do that show. It was my first ever show straight after like the 4 PM draw. Had a slot at like 4:15, had a... I really gotta run, otherwise I'm not gonna get much time on my pitch. Hustle up Rundle Mall, let's go! And it was difficult because it was very, very hot. I was also incredibly tired. I'm incredibly tired though, let's do this thing. From travel and everything, and doing a show in the heat in Adelaide on a Friday afternoon right before road closure when everyone's kind of heading down that way out of the mall was pretty difficult, but I'm very much happy. I'm very happy that I did manage to get a crowd eventually. First show of the Fringe done and dusted. It wasn't big or anything, but I did have like an edge and I did a show and I made money, so I didn't have to bail my first show. In fact, that's something else that made me really happy. I didn't bail a single show while in Adelaide. I completed every single one that I set out to do. There was, of course, also my first road closure show straight after that, which was like a 5:30 slot or something, and that was terrible because there was no one actually at the road closure at that time. I just did a 5:30 slot, absolute garbage. It was too hot, there was no shade, so I think I did like 2 performances for like 2 people, and then I actually did a good show at road closure and had like a solid edge, and that was my first taste of decent shows in Adelaide. Number 4, or number 2, no, okay, number 4 was meeting Samuel King. He actually made my table, which is this table right over here. He made my table that I could travel back home with because my big table, the purple one that you've all seen in other videos, is way too big and I couldn't bring it to Adelaide, so I actually went to Adelaide with no table, and then Sam made me that table while in Adelaide, and then I picked that up from him and used it in Adelaide and then took it back home, and now I'm using it in Sydney. Ding! Meeting Samuel King was amazing. He's a magician that I've looked up to for quite a while now. He's actually a good friend of Jason's, and I really wanted to see his street show because there used to be a full performance of it on YouTube. It's no longer up, and I remember watching it thinking how original it is. All of his stuff is so original, unique. He's very funny.
Put the money in the bag, kid. Just kidding. You did a good job. Let's see the kid. Everyone here, give her a big...
He was not street performing at the Fringe, however. But, he did actually do one show during Fringe on the street, and I managed to watch it, film the whole thing. I had my camera plugged into a power bank so I wouldn't lose battery, and I have the entire clip. So it was amazing seeing Sam's show and all the originality that is in it, and then plus I got to see his 2 Fringe shows that he had on, both Ta-Da, which is the old show from like the last Fringe.
If you don't enjoy it, say something anyway. Doesn't matter, I'll find you. It's all good. Yeah.
And then his new show, Tricks and Stuff, which is a follow-on from Ta-Da.
Well, maybe you left me with this one, which would also be a blocker with, but luckily you gave me this one. You'll be very disappointed if this is a blocker with as well. But luckily.
Speaking of meeting other performers, number 3 was meeting Charlie Caper. I actually got to see a very brief portion of Charlie Caper's street show.
Oh my god, it's Charlie Caper.
On the count of 3. On the count of 3. The fall. Thank you. Wow, you are so spontaneous.
Because he wasn't doing street shows either, he had a whole Fringe show, but he did do one, I believe, and I was walking along Rundle Mall when I caught it, but unfortunately I had to go do my own show, so I couldn't watch much of it. But I did manage to catch him and Marlon's show, More Minor Miracles, which actually won an award at Fringe because it's a phenomenal show. It was absolutely amazing to see. And then Charlie Caper also starred in London Calling by Paul DeBeck, and that is an incredible like variety show of 5 performers, I think.
1, 2, 3, London Calling!
And I got to see Charlie Caper's Cups and Balls routine, which, that damn bow tie, it's so good. Go and watch it, it's all over YouTube, it's phenomenal. Number 2, might as well keep talking about more performers. That was actually a highlight just of the festival in general. Yes, I got to meet specific performers like Charlie and Sam, which was great, but I got to catch up with people that I know, like Kozo from Wellington, New Zealand. Perfect, juggle skull.
This guy's vlogging, you know. It's just...
And then I got to meet a ton of street performers that I have never met before. Absolutely amazing, amazing people, and some of the best shows that I've ever seen, like Quinn. He's a great comedian, but also an amazing street performer.
2, 3, and whoop. Okay. Come on, everybody!
Hero and Macro, their street show is phenomenal. The duo act with like Hero doing his handstand on the blocks. Also got to see Secret Circuit. I've wanted to see them ever since I saw them in Jason's video from when Jason was in New Zealand doing the Bread and Circus Festival this year. And I saw clips of Secret Service and I'm like, oh, I have to see that street show. And it was great to see. They are lovely people. Brent and Maya, thank you very much. Amazing meeting you guys. And I can't wait to see your show again sometime. The other street show that I really wanted to see and I knew nothing about was Conrad's. So Conrad was the busking manager from Fringe this year, or one of the busking managers, and he was amazing. He's so talented, he just like picks up anything like juggling hat, picks up a deck of cards, does some magic, picks up some juggling knives, picks up all this stuff, and he can do everything. He's such an old school street performer, he can do everything, he knows every line, every joke, all the stuff. So I really wanted to see his street show, and constantly throughout the festival he was saying, oh no, you don't want to see that, it's just a bunch of stock lines, it's just this, it's just that, blah blah blah. And then when I did see it, well, it was a great show.
Hey, you doing me a favour, man? Hey, can you take a second look as well?
He actually zipped it up.
Don't move!
So Conrad, very nice meeting you, sir. You are a phenomenal performer and you were very kind and very helpful to me, so thank you very much. Apart from street shows, there was a bunch of Fringe shows that I actually got to see, which were incredible as well. So things like Gods, which was a acrobat show, Lazy Kiwi, which is actually a group from New Zealand, Party Ghost, I'm looking at my list over here.
Everything is gonna be alright.
Party Ghost was incredible. Only show I think I was in that got a standing ovation. Amazing show. There was of course so many other amazing street performers at Fringe, and I'm glad I got to meet everyone, hang out with everybody. All of these performers, incredible. And last but not least, number 1 on the list. You know, like I said, no particular order, but I actually did my best ever shows at Adelaide Fringe in terms of money, in terms of crowd and energy, in terms of checking my list once again, size, there we go. All those factors, they didn't all contribute to one show necessarily. Like I think I had a really big show at one point, which was great energy, didn't pay that well. Had a smaller show and it was my best like hat, which is how much money you'd make, my best hat of the entire show. So I'm incredibly glad and incredibly happy with myself that I managed these things. They weren't necessarily goals, I just wanted to go to Fringe and learn as much as possible, soak it all in. But the fact that I did my best shows there, so good. I learned so much at Fringe and I highly recommend it. If you get the chance to go, just go. Go, soak it all in, learn it, amazing. So that's it, top 5 moments for Adelaide Fringe 2023 for me, condensed into one video. However, there is one honourable mention, and that is Jason ripping the pocket off my shirt.
Fancy seeing you! I got you.
That was actually a day off. We weren't street performing that day, and it just made the day hilarious. It was a great moment. There is zero resentment towards Jason for actually ripping the pocket off the shirt. He went and bought me a shirt straight afterwards anyway. Honourable mention. Otherwise, once again, thank you very much for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the new people, all the old people. That is it for day 83. I will see you tomorrow for day 84. And yeah, just trucking along with the challenge. Got some exciting things coming up in the next few weeks.